as I was thinking about this mission trip, I actually had a lot of like hesitancy and nervousness around what it was going to be like, especially given, you know, my upbringing and what I know about Japan, and, you know, whether there would be any kind of fruit to show at the end of this trip. And so, but when we got here, it was like immediate. Like we could just, as a team, we could feel that the Lord was moving, not just in our team, but in this region. And everything just felt really easy.
Nagano is kind of center of Japan, geographically. Kind of healing place. Tokyo is kind of close, like 90 minutes away from here. So really good access. Sent to somewhere, then they can come back here and rest. Nagano has a lot of space and there's a lot of abandoned houses. We can use that for B&B, or there's a lot land, not people using it, so we can do farming.
There's a lot of striving that was going on in my life, and I don't have to be stuck in that anymore.
Anger that I felt back home, I'm not feeling it anymore. Like that whole cloud and that burden is not on me right now. Definitely that. And then just the whole feeling of, I don't know, connecting with strangers and connecting with, like, Taka-san is like a huge one for me because he feels like a blood relative to me, and I couldn't even speak good Japanese to him. You know, and even them, Takashi and Chi, they feel like blood relatives to me when they're not.
The smell of the dirt, smell the forest, and working together, sweat together, and go through a harvest season. Through that hard time, we built really good relationship with the local people. Taste and see how good God is.
We've said that a lot this whole week. It just feels easy. It feels natural. It feels like family. It's not something we're having to force. We're not striving to produce. It's just, you know, the fruit that we're seeing is just an outpouring of us living as family on mission, really, honestly, you know. And the people who have come and joined in, whether they're believers or non-believers, have all said the same thing. Like, we feel like this is family.
I visited a lot of like grains. I don't know what they're called. I think it's rice. And my job was at the farm to like help put the ones that came from the little machines that tied them up and made a little like bundle. And then I was supposed to put them next to the big one, and then Aaron would put it, and he'd put it in the big machine.
So I want to invite people to find their gift through working. So then we can support them in the future, their business or their anything, like their calling place. 3 years ago, I was so depressed. I was like done, burned out. One night, there's heat on my back, and I woke up in the middle of the night, and God showed me one little match and a huge tree, and He said, I can lit up. And then I realized that even I was so dry and done, even I'm really small, God can lit up and use it. And but that night, my depression just completely go away, and I chose to use my rest of my life to the Lord. At that night, new life started. I really want to use my life to see revival here.
In coming to Japan, I didn't put any expectations on this trip. I really just wanted to walk in here with my hands open wide, and God, whatever you want to do, just do it. And if you want to do something in me, Lord, just do it. And as soon as we got here, of course God did, and this has really been one of the most transformative journeys and adventures of my life.
there was an encounter we had with a young man, I think his name is Corinne. Yeah, and we just immediately felt the Father's love over him, and I felt like I had a word of knowledge for him. And I shared it, and he was just shocked, and that was really powerful because I kept feeling the Lord tell me, just keep it simple and don't overthink it. And that's what I decided to do. And the reaction that he had was so real. It just really filled me with so much confidence and love from the Lord for myself that, you know, it's not about something that I'm doing at all. It's about what the Lord is doing, and just to trust in him, and that, you know, my identity rests in him and my confidence is in him, not in something that I'm doing. And I don't have to overthink anything or perform in that way at all. So for me, that was really powerful because now I feel so peaceful that no matter what we do, we just have to follow the Lord's leading.
Missionary thrive in this country. Japan is known as a missionary's graveyard, but that's not true. That's not true. We've seen that through this mission team from Texas. I became Christian because of a missionary. His name was Felix, and from LA. He was a college student. He dedicated one summer. I was a high school student. Because of him, I became Christian. My life totally changed. He couldn't speak any Japanese. What he said was just one word. I'm your friend. In Japanese, I'm your friend. 僕は友達. But that word changed my life forever. Forever. One good friend said when he was in United States, there's a cloud or like not really sensitive to the Holy Spirit. But he said when he came to Japan, he felt more sensitive to he hear Holy Spirit more clearly. That really touched my heart. Here in Japan, it's not graveyard anymore. Yeah, and God is moving in His country, and we are seeing the harvest is right now. Yeah, Japan is ready. Japan is ready.
And the farmer who Florence was talking about, whose field we harvested, he, he's a third generation, maybe fourth generation farmer in this area. He's living in a 100-year-old house that his great-grandfather built in this city, farming the same fields that he did when he was a kid. And he said that while we were out there helping him harvest, it was rye, we were helping him harvest his rye crop. He told Takeshi, he said, it's like the family's back together again. And for him, like, there couldn't have been a greater compliment for the Texas team. That for him, it felt like back when he was a kid, when the family would come together and harvest, something that he probably hasn't felt for a while, since people have, passed on or have moved away. And he said it was like having the family back together. And so I think that's been a really strong theme of what God is doing here, is He's setting the lonely in families. And part of that is signs and wonders. We've seen a lot of miracles, a lot of really just crazy encounters where the Lord has moved really powerfully. But that hasn't been the focus. The focus has always been family. And the signs and wonders and all that has just served to convince people that they have a really good Father who wants to bring them into family.
I feel like God is really moving in Japan. He's just really been able to open my heart to feel what He feels for Japan and how deeply He loves this place. He's really desperate to know everyone here, and there's so many open doors too, is what it seems like. Everyone we meet, it's like doors are opening and there's connections happening. So he's really desperate to know his kids, but they're also really hungry to know Him. So,
Japan needs laborers, and the fields are, I got a picture early on this trip. I saw one of the missionaries here, and he had wheat coming out of his ears. And it was really kind of a funny picture, but the Lord told me that the missionaries here are up to their ears in harvest. And I really believe this land is ready, and I think what I've seen over the past week with the Texas team being here has really proven that to me, that this land is ready for harvest. All it needs are people who are willing to say yes.
We're just two people here. I really appreciate Sozo Church, your family, your friends who supported you guys. Yeah. You guys literally changed our lives and shifted the history in Japan. Yeah, really. Yeah, we saw it. We saw it. Yeah. A lot of dreams came true because just only one team, like 5 of you guys, really changed our life. And thank you so much. And you left a lot of legacy here. Yeah. What you have done here, we encourage people here and raise next generation here. So, yeah, I want to say thank you. You guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.